SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Okay, I have allowed myself to do something that I'm not normally going to allow. Basically, I reloaded that quick save from before I found the bullet, and I re-found the bullet, re-inspected the bullet, did exactly the same things I did last time, because that check on the body, the one where I put a point in empathy and nothing happened, it occurred to me.
The bear's eyes
In
are
the past,
still
this is...
glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
I kind of wish I had a way to make them stop talking when they're reading something that they've already read in the past, beside from just like moving onward. But in any case, it says it's an empathy check, but the last 2 times I've seen it, it has been an Inland Empire check, not an empathy check, right? Right. So I suspect the reason why putting a point into empathy didn't do anything is because it's not actually an empathy check. So I'm not going to make any different decisions. I'm just going to put a point in the skill that is actually associated with it, Inland Empire. And then we're going to go ahead and give it one last final shot. And then that's it. And then that's all for us. So, let's see how this goes. We're going to level up Inland Empire. Dreams and Waking Life. Sounds good. Now look at that. Look at that. Okay, so here's the thing. It's still saying empathy. It's still saying empathy. So maybe my chances are going to be lower than they should be since it's actually Inland Empire, but we're going to just... Okay, it's not... Okay, I can't select it. Maybe if I back out and go back in.
The bear's eyes
Oh,
are
that looks better.
still
Oh, that looks
glowing
promising.
red.
Okay.
It's guarding over the freezing corpse
All right.
hidden
So
inside
one last try.
its
Tell
belly.
me, who are you, dead man?
I'm gone.
Aha. You're gone. How do you like it in the fridge? Where have you gone? I can see you're gone, but who are you? What is happening? I hate you. You stink and you're boring. Enough. How'd you like it in the fridge there, man?
I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. A regular Corpulangelo.
Okay, I can't imagine it is a coincidence that is the same person doing the same voice as is my primitive reptile brain. That's just my reptile brain talking to me. And I'm taking it to be the Hanged Man. Huh. Alright, cool. Glad you're enjoying it in there. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Sure seems like it. Where is that exactly, specifically?
In the past. Way out in the west.
In the past, way out in the west. Huh. I don't actually know what you mean by that. The wild pale yonder. Is it that the phrase, the wild pale yonder, originated in the west? In the past? I'm not sure. I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you. You are now, but who were you when you were alive? That's what I'm focusing on.
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I mean, yeah, I guess that was you were some kind of, like, paramilitary, maybe? Some kind of a security guard, like, hyped up security guard. I don't know exactly. I have another question for you, though.
Go ahead, Cobo.
What did you just call me? Cobo. I wonder what that means. What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your
Black, frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
imagination.
It sure seems that way, doesn't it? Continue.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
I sure seem to. Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
No, I'm good. Yeah, give me questions. Give me a comical amount of questions. That one, please.
Coming right up, copperoony Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
Or it might be if you weren't, a dead man talking in a death rattle the entire time. Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I do strike myself as a Rooney. Rooney's obviously not who I am. I agree. I am not a Rooney.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately. No, it can't be Harry. I refuse. Could I really be Harry? Do I want to refuse the Harry? No, I'm pretty sure you're right that I am a Harry. I feel like I'm getting a lot of Harry lately.
You might be onto something there.
Or you might. I'm not sure which one of us. You are probably me, though, aren't you, in the end? Since it's not actually you, it's my brain. My imagination. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Who killed you? Can you ask me a question? I hate you. You're thinking you're boring. Okay. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
I mean, good answer, right? Who killed you?
Love did me in, Provocopo. It was love all along.
Really? Which one is it that killed you then? Love or communism? Since you've said both of those things, come down to it.
Huh?
You said love killed you, but when you fell down, you said it was communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
I guess you did say that. But I asked who killed you, and you just answered the way you wanted to. Okay, communism killed you, love did you in. Okay.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is embarrassing.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, you're coming up with this all. I mean, it's not rhetoric specifically that's coming up with all this all, but anyway, it's all coming from the inside, I understand. Can you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
Doing what exactly?
Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I don't have anything else to do. This case is all I have. Because he told me to nod towards Kim. Maybe this will lead to something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous? This is true. This is technically also true. This is hopeful, which is more than I can say for most things in my life at the moment. In the game life. Let's go with this one.
The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile.
Interesting that one was read, both parts of it were read by a voice actor. That doesn't usually happen. Continue.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
You can feel it in the air on your hands. Something's coming. Neat. Thanks, Shivers. Easy 8. Your total 8. My shivers are not very good, huh? I should probably do something about that eventually. Do I hate this body? You stink and you're boring. If I tell the body that I hate it, am I talking to the body or am I talking to myself? Seems like the way to find out the answer to that question is to tell the body I hate it.
Do I remind you of someone?
Good question.
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. It does have a tendency to, get the soft tissues on the outside in a way that, usually is deadly. A deep-sea creature, a baby affected with harlequinism. You don't remind me of anyone. Well, Encyclopedia thinks it's Muller's disease. I may as well answer in accordance with my brain, even though I'm talking to my brain right now.
You sure wriggled out of that one? Coppellini.
I sure did. Do you remind me of someone? Do you remind me of me? Is that it? Why would you remind me of me? I don't know enough about this. Enough.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Interestingly, that is entirely different from what it says right here. You can come back and look into this face anytime you want. Humor yourself with my harlequin features. Ask me your little questions, freshen your memory, create associations, remind yourself of your mortality, Copolapo. So you just kind of come up with nicknames for me. Because You're a dead man. Try to remove the dead man's boots. Tell me something, dead man. Let's drag him to the Kanema. You know, normally it annoys me when there's a motor outside while I'm recording, but actually that was perfectly timed since the Kanema does have a distinctively loud motor. That said, as I said at the end of last session, there's really no point in dragging him to the car when we're not going to transport him until tomorrow. So, I'd say let's close the door. Okay. Well, that was enlightening, enriching, you might say. Hello, Kim. Do you have anything you want to say about all that? No, not really. Okay. Okay. Nothing. Right, well, I guess let's get out of here. Out of this basement. Where was that door that leads right to where I'm staying tonight? Hopefully. Ideally, I'll be staying tonight. If possible. Okay, so this... I need to get into this freezer eventually. But I can't do it now. I don't have a bar of appropriate strength. Was it over here? It was over here. Yes. Yes, it was. So wait a second. The taxidermied bird's down here. I mean, when I first saw it, it reminded me of Gart, but like... Does Gart actually work down here? You know, like hobbyist stuff. Did he make that particular taxidermy? I wonder. Let's have a look around back. Yeah, Kuno and his compatriot are still here! Unexpectedly. They're still here. I would not have expected that to be the case at all. Did you want to talk at all? Hi.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
You think so? Take one step closer or leave. She's probably going to start shouting if I do take one step closer. I'm going to leave. It's pretty late for this. I'm going to leave. I don't think there's any virtue in talking to her about much of anything, most likely. I see that it started to rain, which seems thematically appropriate, but also unpleasant. The gardener's still here, too. I thought everyone was supposed to, like, leave at 9 o'clock and be untalk-to-able at that point. Hi. Do I want to harass you about stuff? I don't know. I am 1 point away from death. I mean, I do have drugs on me, but let's just quick save to be nice and safe. Let's just see if we can probe it gently. This whole thing about her working at the greenhouse.
It's raining again.
The young woman looks up at the overladen sky.
It was clear just an hour ago.
It's so late and you're still here. That one.
I'm a nighthawk. What can I say?
She flashes a smile.
Odd.
It is a little bit odd, isn't it? Continue.
There's a little meanness in that smile.
Is there? Huh. I wonder where that comes from. Tell me, what exactly have you been doing in your greenhouse in March? That's a pretty hostile way to word it. It's a pretty hostile way to word it. Do I have to bring it up in that particular fashion? Seemingly, yes. Or I could leave it alone. I could leave it alone entirely. Hang on. Let me think. Let's see. Where's the quest? The garden. Ask Gardner about gardening in March. The young woman with the wheelbarrow at the corner of the Whirling in Rags told you that she had to take a break from gardening because of the cadaver smell. But what if she was lying? After all, what kind of gardening is done in March? She's been so helpful, but here's the thing about that. I hate that it even crosses my mind to think this way, but if someone's being particularly helpful to me, the police, either they're just being helpful or they don't want to be suspected, and I don't know. What possibly would she? I don't know. That's why I want to ask questions. I'm a question asker.
It's raining again.
Yeah, it sure is. Continue.
It was clear just an hour ago.
All right, I'm gonna ask. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna ask.
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so.
She points to a wheelbarrow, surprised at the question.
Snow has nutrients in it.
Really?
Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Is that so? Continue.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
The grandma's a bit too much. What nutrients? Visual calculus, medium 11. Squint your eyes and look at her intently. +1. Disingenuous grandma. Okay, then snow it is. All right, visual calculus, what can you do for me? 83% chance, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see?
The traffic jam, the plaza, an entrance to the yard. The traffic jam, the plaza, an entrance to the yard. The plaza meaning this space over here, I suppose. An entrance to the yard, that one over there. She's guarding the entrance to the yard. Maybe?
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
Uh-huh. That's a pretty good point. I feel like I'd rather discuss this with Kim than just, like, bring it up directly to her, if that is the case, right? Noted, but I'll keep it to myself. I think that's the thing to do. I've had the realization I don't need to confront her directly. If she is keeping tabs on us, then letting her know that we're on to her is not going to be productive in any fashion. Noted, but I'll keep it to myself.
Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
I mean, as they probably should, right? I am not their cop. Their cops are the Union. I'm an outsider. Their cops weren't taking care of this particular issue because they chose not to, so they sent in someone from the outside, and that's me. The locals are keeping tabs on you. Well, good to know. I have to run. Thanks. You're so helpful. Would that enter the done section now? There it is. It's done. Okay. All right. Well, that being the case, I guess let's head back into the whirling in rags. Most people settle for bed after... stuff was being said. Look at all the people in here. Look at all the... Okay, all right. Well, I should probably put my flashlight away, huh? It's probably not productive to have that hanging in my hand all the time. I'll just bring out my bag. Make me look professional. Okay. Cool. Well, bunch of people to talk to, if I wished to, which I kind of do. No, apparently there's only one person to talk to. Everybody else is off limits. All right. And then there's this guy over here who's still... Whoop.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
An hour, 2 hours? Pretty long. It's drink o'clock. Not now. My body wants me to start drinking again. I'm trying to not do that right now. I'm currently on the job. At the very least, Kim is still here. We're technically doing a thing. Not now. Not now, electrochemistry. Not now.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime. Maybe who cares? Just rum?
Maybe I should lick it before I go? I'm pretty sure you shouldn't. Finish thought. Well, it's not a good look, obviously. And the thing is, right, if I were to lick it, I would have to put my face on the counter, basically. Just get right in there and blah. And that's, like, super gross, man. The only other choice I would have would be handling it with my gloves, and my gloves are covered in gore. So, like, I think maybe don't lick it. I know, I'm a hobo cop. Probably, I'm a hobo cop. But I'm trying to not get drunk is the thing. I think I gotta resist. I gotta resist. I'm sorry. I gotta resist. Okay. That guy is still asleep. That guy's been passed out all day, which is impressive. Hi. How are you? It's all about money, you know. I was expecting you to have a lot more interesting things to say than that. Huh. What happens if I try to interact with this feller?
The worker is in a deep slumber.
Sure is. Continue.
Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from. Into the primordial darkness?
Kind of seems that way. I could... Ruckus talking to Gart, crashed into wheelchair, 42% chance of waking him up. Now is not the time, I don't think. Is it? Let's leave for now. I have his ID is the thing. I mean, I could sell it, technically speaking, but like... Well, what are we doing? What is our plan with that guy? I don't know that I have a plan with that guy. Hi, Gart. How are you?
Can I help you?
So, about that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
How much do I owe again? I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight. Actually, let's talk about something else. How much do I owe you again?
For the room, 60 real.
I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I will pay you back tomorrow. I'm an honest cop. It's cold out. I'll freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game. Come on, man. After everything I've been through, Kim's about to say something. Let him. Okay. Let's at least... Am I an honest cop? Am I? I'm not sure that I am. That particular angle isn't... Like, the pity angle is not going to work from coming from me going to Gart. Genuinely, it's not. This is not either. I'm going to at least offer to pay him back tomorrow.
As a police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence.
Okay, fair.
Evidence being money. You can't stay here without money.
He pauses, realizing the contradiction in his statement. Hold on. I still have my key, you know. This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it? Let's not call attention to the fact that I still have my key. This one.
Not until you bring me the money.
Continue.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Kim's not gonna... I thought Kim was gonna say something. I was gonna let Kim say a thing, but I had to do it immediately. Continue.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Are we? Are we though?
Yes. Have you got it?
This one.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim, what were you gonna say about this?
I understand your predicament as the manager. However,
He adjusts his glasses.
I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
It does, yes.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
He stops mid-sentence. You're not wrong, but I'm trying to do better. I didn't lick the counter. I'm doing so good. Continue.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
Not until you...
Okay.
Right.
I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
He turns to you with a heavy sigh. Okay.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Apparently we are. Goodbye. Okay. Something in his carriage we can use. Interesting. Interesting. Is there any point in trying to wake up the dock worker? I haven't reminded Gart that I have my room key, so theoretically I could go upstairs, but I feel like he would probably notice if I went upstairs and just didn't come back down again casually. He's watching the stairs specifically from where he's standing. Okay. Okay. Quick save. Hi.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
Let's just see if we can wake him up, yeah? I know it's not a good idea. I recognize that. But, like, the only way I can see out of this situation that I've created, aside from just sell the ID and don't even think about it anymore, is wake him up and give it back to him as, like, a object lesson. In which case, he might ask me about the $5, and I can be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So let's try and wake him up.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Wake up! This is an order! I am the law! No words, just a primordial scream. Let's go with the one that sort of has words for it first. Primordial screaming is fun and all that, but I feel like it's going to draw unnecessary attention at the moment. I mean, this will too, but at least I am the law.
Why the yelling man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look.
Looks like a Sow descendant. A lot of Sow dock workers around.
You're alive. You looked out for the long count there. I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled. I need you to answer some questions right now. Let's just this one here.
Wait, what? No, he was just sleeping.
He seems pissed off.
What do you want, officer?
See anything interesting in your dreams? Tell me about Wild Pines, point to the writing on his overalls. Why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking? Who's behind organizing the strike? What about the dead body in the yard? Yours, point to the bottle in the spilt rum. All right, I'll let you sleep. That one?
Indeed. Help yourself to some.
He blinks.
Wait. No. Oh, it's empty.
That'll happen.
Sorry about that, pal.
Honestly, it's just as well. See anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
Really? Are you actually drinking yourself into oblivion so you do not dream anymore? What was it? Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like corpses to a mausoleum? Was it pure nothing, your consciousness no larger than a single grain of malt? Tell me, was it a bliss free of X somethings? You're right, let's talk about something else. The fancy talk is well and good, but like... Let's go with this one.
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out.
Mm-hmm.
No malt grains or whatever. No poetry stuff. Just quality time.
That's fair, I suppose.
A
Continue.
little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains.
Mm-hmm.
Wakefulness and detection.
I'm sure I could return to it if I tried hard enough, but I feel like we're just as well out of it, I suppose. Oblivion! Tell me about Wild Pines. Where are you sleeping on here? What about the Wild Pines?
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
Logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's that going? That's wonderful. How's that going?
How's it going?
The dock worker lets out a big yawn and stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors. Some fingerprints glisten on the glass.
Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
Of course, it's a total madhouse. I'm not sure what you mean. I've almost never been outside of this building. Do we want to let him describe it? I mean, there was a ruckus going on outside. Or are we talking about the corpse, though? Nah, let's go with it. It's a madhouse.
Good. Then you understand the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
We would all be better off without the employers and their employment.
Sure, I suppose. It's a complicated issue, that one. Yeah.
For one, I could get some goddamn shut-eye.
He rubs his eyes and lets his head back fall back on the table.
I say.
I guess I'm the one who disrupted that, huh? Why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking? Who's behind organizing the strike? What about the dead body in the yard? How about that?
Yeah, what about it?
You seem cool with it. Do you have many of those hanging from the trees here? I'm just trying to find out what you know about it. That's a pointed question. That's a police question if ever I've seen one.
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs.
Well, alive, really? He respites.
If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it. Looks like I'm that someone. Tell me what you know. Well, little point asking you about the body then. I got other questions. Sounds like he doesn't know anything, or at least he doesn't want to know anything. I don't know if pushing on him on this is going to be particularly helpful.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
Trouble's ahead. What trouble?
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions.
Okay.
That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
My shivers would agree with you. Something's on the way. Continue.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook.
Right. Continue.
So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
Hooray! Union people think he was a killer. Gotcha. So, Esprit de Corps, very specifically, is for interpreting Kim's thoughts as best I can without talking to him. Gotcha. Who's behind organizing the strike then, Sleepy?
We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader? Huh, all right, I guess that makes sense somehow. I mean, this is what I was asking, was if there was a leader.
Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the Union. He's smart, knows how to negotiate. He's got our back.
Or at least you're counting on as much. I have never met the man. Guess we'll find out. So why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking?
They got it. Majorette's got it. He's guarding the gate. Or just getting some sleep. Or was.
I mean, you did sleep genuinely all day. Like, when I got up at, when was it, 9 a.m.? So that's 14 hours ago? You were asleep. I assume you'd been asleep all night, but I guess I don't know that for a fact. Either way, apparently you need it, so I'll let you sleep.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
I could not give him his ID back, it turns out, and he didn't notice it was gone. Oh well, end. Ah,
The bow collector.
the bow collector. Wow, that's a tubes in the
It's
eyes.
early in the morning. The world is dark blue. The sparks light her face, a delicate composition of triangles. The streets seem to grow longer, like in a dolly zoom. And there's something in the air as you stand there and wave back at the shapes growing smaller and smaller. Something that has always been there. A great see-through world. The tenderness you feel. The ghost of Revachol between you, carrying your signals. The holy messenger.
That's a lot of poetry. That is. Something that has always been there. Something in the air. A tenderness. The ghost of Revachol between you, carrying your signals, the holy messenger. Between you and the woman, presumably. Okay, bonuses? +3 shivers, the third presence. That seems useful, given that my shivers are... Like, they came up with that one thing that was an easy check, but otherwise I seem to be pretty terrible at them, so I feel like that's going to be useful, yeah? Just a sense for when things are wrong? Isn't that what shivers is? If something's actually coming, that's going to be useful, I suspect. I accept your bow collector. Great. Did it. No skill points yet. I'm 20 points away from another one. I gotta get some more thoughts going, though. I mean, not that I need to, but I want to. I like thoughts. I enjoy the thoughts. I've only got the 2 more here. But that's okay. Torque Dork. You don't say. Cop of the Apocalypse. It seems like a lot of these do seem to come from various like, categories that my brain sorts me into, yeah? Some of them came from conversations, but some of them are just from how I am classifying myself, apparently. Interesting. Okay. Sing karaoke. I don't have the sad song on tape, can't do that. Where's the rest of the armor? Go through the harbor gates, ask the jolly Mesk about the armor. Mesk. That's... I mean, it came from Kuno. It's probably a racial slur, huh? Pay for damages. Kim has offered to help go to his motor carriage in the whirling. Right. Who put the clothes in the trash? We don't know. Fallen pants from Kuno. I don't have the spare money just yet. Wash off the death smell. You reek of death. Wash it off. There's a bathtub in your room in the Whirling Rags. A good place to visit once you can have some privacy. So basically, once Kim is left. Find the murder weapon. You need to find the firearm that killed the hanged man. Something tells you it'll take some time. You could start by identifying the bullet so you'd know the weapon that shot it. After that, keep your eyes open and be patient. Locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 millimeter, I assume, ammo. Okay. Cool. Great. All right, well, there seems to be nothing else to do in the bar just now, except from check in with you. Hi, how are you? Has anything changed?
Hello again, sweetie.
Are you okay? I'm very sorry I crashed into you earlier. I don't know what got into me. Sweetie needs money. Do Sweeties gets money? Let's apologize to her at the very least.
Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that?
Yeah, what was that? That cafeteria manager is a bad man, a man without honor or compassion. It was like my body had a will of its own. I was running, my torso turned, my hands made this lewd gesture. I'm sorry you had to witness it. I was apologizing. We're not going to throw it all on Gart. Like, Gart just was trying to collect the money that he's owed. I get that, but I don't have to like him. So I'm doing this one.
Don't beat yourself up over it too much, dear. People do strange things when the old fight or flight kicks in. I'm just glad you weren't injured.
I was, but thank you anyway. Do we want to try and hit Len up for money? Lena, how is your name pronounced? I've been asking everybody else. Everyone else has refused and been pretty gracious about it. try it.
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
What is a paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks. Suggestion medium, tug on her heartstrings. Red check cannot be retried. I mean... Suggestion. I can up my suggestion by changing clothing, can't I? I feel like I can. Let's come back to this. What is a paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks.
You must be joking.
He pauses, reflecting.
Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
A little bit.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Maybe.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Maybe, I suppose. It's a better option than like, I'm supposed to talk to a rich person about things, right? That was what Lena's suggestion was earlier. Obviously, it's too late now, but like tomorrow, maybe. Didn't think about it, though. Right, let's change the subject. I don't know how much money he would have, but if anyone in the union is going to have money, it's probably going to be the leader. Quote-unquote leader. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you.
That's okay.
If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask.
I gotta get going right now. Okay, let's see here. Let's just see. So, my shirt reduces my suggestion. I can technically switch out for this one. I don't know why that helps, but apparently it helps. Esprit de Corps, Savoir Faire, Inland Empire. Does this thing, it reduces my authority, but not my suggestion. I think that's the only thing I had that was affecting my suggestion. In fact, I think I can check that in here, right? Psych base +1, and that's all. Okay, so yes. Yes. I have a 1. It's not going to be a high chance, but it's going to be better than the 17%. Probably, maybe. One more try.
Hello again, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, I heard your
28%.
conversation with the manager about your
that one skill
financial
point
troubles.
makes a huge difference.
When do you get
I mean,
your next
28% is still
paycheck?
terrible, but like, just in case.
Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Oh god, I'm gonna die on the street, aren't I? Fucking shit, it's all over for me. Of course, I shouldn't have asked you, stupid me. These are all terrible. I mean, that makes sense because I did fail. I want out of this conversation. Failure scares me. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna do this one.
Officer, get a hold of yourself, please.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. He leans in so that only you can hear, but his tone is forceful.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think you need more help than I can give you.
She looks distressed and even a little frightened. Sorry. Okay, then proceed with the gulp. Let's change the subject.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I don't...
It's okay. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm the sorry cop. I'm doing exactly as sorry cop would do. Let's leave. What's this?
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away.
The filth. I suppose it is doing that. Oh, my shivers have gotten better. That's why I'm noticing this now. Got it.
The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat.
And what do I see? Shake the shivers off. No, what do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you.
It occurs to me that I probably am feeling the rain a little bit more given that I took off my undershirt and put on basically a fishnet undershirt. Not much insulation to be had from that thing. Continue.
You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak.
Right, or a raincoat from friggin' What's in the west, the east, the north, the south? Motherfucker, finish the thought. What is in the west?
Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds.
Okay.
The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky.
Who are you, ghosts? What is down the shore? Run your fingers through your dampened hair. Who are you, ghosts?
The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there?
Will I? Let go of the feeling. Will I?
No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day.
I suppose that I am. What is down the shore?
Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water.
And beyond that?
Coal City, end of all lines.
I think you mentioned Coal City when we were looking at the map. That's like the worst of the worst, isn't it? End of all lines. Run your fingers through your dampened hair.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
Come to think on it, I wonder if this is helping with the death stink. I mean, obviously I need to take an actual shower, but like, a little bit of rain's not going to hurt, yeah? What's in the east?
There's a fleet on the corner.
Yes.
A plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, the strike breakers have gathered.
A plastic coat's folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, okay, wait a second. There's a plastic coat outside it that I could just walk away with? Are you sure? Because that would be convenient. Continue.
The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Clench your teeth to stop shuddering. Shake your shoulders again. Let's try and control it. I feel like either one of these could have risks to my health in this game. But let's clench the teeth.
Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow.
Right. So those are the gates. Those are the gates in question. Whenever they say go to the gates, that's what they mean. And beyond that, and before that, beyond that.
La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary.
What is across the distributary?
Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain.
We're really getting out there. What is beyond the Couronne?
A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide.
That sure seems like it. Continue.
You have never been there. They don't need the law east of the river.
Yeah, I guess that is sort of how it works, huh? They have money, so they don't need laws. What's in the... Wait a second. What's before that?
There's the great gates of the... Behind the gates.
And before that?
You, on the Martinez Plaza, a small dot looking up at the sky. Droplets form on your eyelashes.
How long have I been standing outside the doors in the rain? Quite a while, huh?
La Drusienne, Couronne, a silvery curtain. You have never been there.
What's in the north?
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls.
Right, those are the bullets that were used in the war, after all. Continue.
Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play.
Continue.
The evening news.
I suppose. And closer to here?
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. The lingering odor of decomposition mixes with that of damp soil.
It's not a bad smell, that. I mean, decomposition isn't great, but when it combines with the rain, it's not the worst. What's in the south?
A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge. has been raised.
That would make sense. I don't think I saw this statue of a king, did I? Did I? That sounds vaguely familiar now that I say it, but I'm not sure anymore. What's on the other side?
The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
What is Jamrock? That's where I came from, right? That's my area. I'm not from here, I'm from there, right?
Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol.
Really?
Droplets form on your eyelashes.
Huh.
It's home.
I guess it is. Where the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood at? Why am I not there? Shudder, look further. That's a mildly dated reference, but all right.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
Whose voice was that? That is, as far as I know, the next line of that particular song. Why am I not there?
To be in Martinez, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed.
Right, I have to be here, not there. It didn't even occur to me when I chose this, that this is a reference to, you know, like 2010's modern world, whereas theoretically we're in the 8th century of wherever I am now. 80th century? 80th century. There's been a lot of centuries. What am I doing here?
Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland.
Standing in the rain looking north. Didn't I ask what's south? What's on the other side? Oh, what's in the south? What's on the other side? I thought I was talking about the other side of the traffic jam from me. Did I just turn around? Because I'm looking north now. I don't even know how this happened. Shudder, look further.
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain.
That's where I come from, I guess.
Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
Is the rain acidic? Like mildly? I wonder. What's above?
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
Coalition aerostatics. Aerostatics. I wonder what an aerostatic is. Some manner of technology I'm not familiar with. Motherfucker.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
They do, don't they? Yes, they do. They cost 4 real. Which technically I do have. But before we go to the car and find out what Kim's solution for me is, my observation noted that there is a coat by the window. Where is it? I don't see anything like that. Oh, hey, this is clear now. The strikers have left because it's nighttime and it's raining. I can technically explore around if I wanted to. I don't know what good it does me to do so, but exploration doesn't take time, so like, maybe I should. Money up there? How can I possibly? I want the money. I wish for the money. Nobody comes close to Measurehead. So she say. I assume she. She looks like a she. More than enough to please a woman. Okay, sure. Who? Wow, there's a fellow. Measurehead's amazing. Are you Measurehead? Excuse me, can I walk around you real quick? I can't. I specifically can't. You will not allow it? Oh, Measurehead. Are you Measurehead? Hi.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Thank you, Measurehead, for that.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Say nothing, size him up first. What do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy? My body does not betray my degeneracy. My body's unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into this harbor. We don't have time to get into this now. I guess size him up first. I'm gonna just... I'm no match for this man. Probably, but...
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
It seems that way. A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Ham Sandwich.
Ham Sandwich?
You are not in danger. Because you are not a threat to me.
Puff out your chest, still say nothing. What do you mean, my body? Puffing out my chest isn't going to accomplish much, if anything. My physical instrument is nothing to be particularly proud of, and also this man specializes in his physical instrument, so, like, there's really no point. What do you mean?
You have succumbed to Al Ghul.
Oh, I have, you're right. His face contorts in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat. Right, self-poison.
You reek of it.
Do I?
An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Wait, Al Ghul? Smell your breath. Kim, is it really so bad? You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now, I need to enter the harbor. I don't have a problem with Al Ghul. I just drink a little on the weekends. Enough, I need to open the door to the harbor. Is it... Kim? Kim?
It's not good.
Yeah, I suppose not. Continue.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk, and drowned.
I don't need to enter the harbor right now. But it seems that I'm only talking to this guy to convince me to let me in there. Let's just be straightforward about it. Al Ghul. Do we want to ask for clarification? Obviously, I know what it means, but maybe he'll give me a little bit more information about it if I question further.
Yes, Al Ghul.
He means alcohol.
Understood.
I doubt it. My microcephalic race servant.
Race servant? I guess because I'm the cops. Is that the idea? Yeah, probably. You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink.
I'd rather not.
Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Oh, so ham sandwiches are people with a skin color like me. Got it. I am the police and I need you to comply. Now, take a step closer. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please. I'd imagine that given how frequently he's mentioning it, he's not going to agree that the race stuff is unimportant here. However, I'm also not going to be able to intimidate him, so I guess I'm going to go with number 2?
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race.
Were we? He pauses in melancholy reflection. All right.
You gave the world eugenics,
I guess,
electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft.
This man is well read, seemingly. Continue.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers.
I don't know who these people are.
But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted.
Genetic summit?
You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
I mean, that does sound like me. I'm not gonna lie.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
Sure.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Mr. Head's babe. Very well. Do continue.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Come on, I just need you to move back about 20 centimeters back. Push him out of the way. You're right about all this. Now I just need to let me go to the harbor. The situation is serious. Your people have probably killed a man. I need to talk to your boss. I feel like right now is not the time to be confronting Measurehead because I don't want to get in there and talk to his boss right now. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon this conversation at the moment. As long as it might kill me. It might drop my morale to 0. But I'm going to go with going nowhere for now.
We still need to get into the harbor. There's an interview to conduct. There must be another way.
Presumably. Okay, so we'll come back and talk to Measurehead another time. Cool, thanks, autosave. Alright. Alright, well that was fascinating and all, but let's see what this is here. What's this door? A hermetically sealed door locked by electronics means. There's no lockpicking or door kicking this one. What about this here? In case of a strike, press button behind guard. A notice. Gotcha. So the guards have retreated into this place right here, and they have, locked the door behind them. Okay. Well then, I guess I'll leave it alone. And I can't get the money on the roof either, which is the most disappointing part as far as I'm concerned. Right, well, this has been enlightening. I'm doing my best to go downstairs. No, down the stairs, please. Down the stairs. Why don't we just click down here? That'll do it. There we go. That seems to have done it. What's that? Gris. It says Gris. You're right, it does. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. Thank you, Encyclopedia. You're very helpful. All right. Well, is this a... It's not a... I was thinking it was a, like a helipad for a second, but it's not, is it? No. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. I see. Money! Money! Give me the money. It's only 60 cents, but I'll take it nonetheless. Huh. So I can kind of navigate my way through here, the area that was blocked off by the crowds before. What's that? A foreign car kept in good condition. Is this or is this not the statue from the... It looks like the statue from the loading screen, from my thumbnails and whatnot, but it's like less damaged than that one. Huh. Bunch of cars and such in the way. Oop, what was that? What's this?
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Who drives these? That's cool, but I have policeman things to do. Discard thought. Who drives these?
Not many people outside of Grad. And Revachol West, too, it appears.
Hey, Kim, check this out. That's cool. Right out of the... Yeah, okay. Hey, Kim, check this out.
A Stash Ryko KK2. That's a classic model.
Lieutenant replies with a
Never
nod.
thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can impress him. Do I know what happened last time? What happened last time, Kim? Let's at least check my brain.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white. The colors of the Stars Ryko.
Okay. Let me guess what happened last time, Kim. Blue and white are the colors of Zhimsk. Someone painted it, got a Zhimsk mad, and boom, murder happened. I'm just gonna let him tell the story, rather than just, like, jumping all over it. What happened last time, Kim?
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Zhimsk migrants saw a Stash Ryko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot.
I was actually right. What do you know about that? I didn't want to tread all over your story, though, Kim, so I guess it's just as well. Continue.
They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Zhimsk community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever.
He shakes his head.
5,000 came to protest.
Wow.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Hate to correct you, Kim, but only 4,395 people are at that protest. Peasantry! Who are the Zhimsk community? What did they sentence the killers to? Kim, could our hanged man have been the driver of this car? Interesting. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job. Got it. Finished thought. Tell me about the Zhimsks.
People we are paid to protect.
The lieutenant shakes his head.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay. What did they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
Apparently so. Okay.
The prisons in the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
I see. So they actually are looking for reasons to not imprison people for long term. Interesting. Could our hangman have been the driver of this car?
Could it be another Stash Ryko murder?
Gives you a crooked
Honestly,
smile.
that just doesn't seem like the type of vehicle our dead guy would drive. So my initial guess is the two are not related.
Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job. Do I? Let's see it. Let's hear it.
Yes, detective?
I think it looks better brown and black. They should have left it baby blue. I went into saying that I had an opinion on the paint job without actually having an opinion on the paint job, it turns out. That said, my sensibilities do seem to be a lot more on the brown and black style of things than the baby blueness. Well, I guess I don't know that. Baby blue could be a disco thing. But I'm like a remorseful disco guy, right? I'm like a... I'm the sorry cop, so... Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this. But I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way.
That's so. The lieutenant takes off his glasses to polish. In the middle of the rain, by the way. Blue and white, huh? Okay. I guess I'll take your word for it, since the conversation seems to be over. Right, well. Anything else to see down here? Well, there's something there. What's that? Money! I love money! Hey, oh, shoot, I did it again. I did it again. I just can't help myself. Hello.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
I should probably not interrupt her. Continue.
The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile.
I feel like you shouldn't have that out in the rain, but I guess you know what you're doing.
It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes, and food money. Maybe she's your...
Grandma? Snap your fingers in front of her face. Rude. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask some questions. Kind of rude, but also very police. Nothing to do here. Is she my grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
I will not do this. I will not. I'll make a perfunctory effort to ask questions, but if she's not responding, I'm going to leave.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
All right, well then I'm going to leave her alone. Nothing to do here. Maybe there is. Maybe I should come and check in with her later, but I'll do that later when we're not in the middle of the rain and I'm without a jacket and all that. Should I buy a thing from Freet while I'm over here? I'm not next to Freet at all at this point. What's that? Ooh, white tank top, +1 physical instrument. Sure, I'll take that. I guess that could be useful eventually. Let's have a look. Tank top, gym vest, reeking of sweat. This sleeveless shirt is the best choice if you're not afraid to show off your masculine upper body and that hairy chest. I feel like I'm doing a better job showing off my hairy chest at the moment than if I switched over to this thing. But, you know, fair enough, I guess. +1 physical instrument. I feel like that'll be useful at certain points. I'm still wearing my drama shirt, aren't I? Why don't we put this one back on for now? Conceptualization is more likely to be useful while I'm wandering around pensively in the rain. Okay, there's something down there. What's that? Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. Seems to be the case. Nothing in the corner. Okay. Back up here. Sweep for stuff to inspect. What's that? The rain stopped.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island.
It is the one from the intro.
Toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
It does seem that way, yes. Who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane."
Philip IV the Insane. Did Renee talk about Philip IV? Was he the king that Renee actually supported up until he vanished into the night? The one who wasn't a clown? I can't remember. Continue.
As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
What indentations? What do I see? What did the king do? Heard crater story from Renee. Okay, so Renee did talk about this guy. Well, I'll check that in a second, but first let's look at those indentations.
Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet?
So someone shot the statue.
Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Lieutenant, has someone shot the king? Point at the indentation, don't mention it. Lieutenant.
Okay.
He cleans his lesson for looking
I can't see it, but I take your word for it.
What do you think?
Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Yeah, it's a practical joke. Target practice. Political. It's a king, and he's shot. None of the above. Maybe he's connected to the murder. I'm thinking it's probably a political statement.
Why not?
He shrugs.
What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them. Sometimes at kings.
He takes a note in his notebook. Okay.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings.
Apparently so. What did this king do?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
I don't know what profligacy means. In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol.
He started the decline. Huh. No kidding.
His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
And yet they made a statue of him despite this. Or maybe because of this? How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury? Fair enough, I have other questions. Stop the knowledge from pouring in. This one.
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands,
Whatever those are.
bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices.
Very specific, that. Chalices, okay.
He called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
Because he was not a normal person. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style. The king is the king, and he can do anything. Wait, really? There's no way that's true. A deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit. Is this one? That seems like a story that would get. Let's at least check it. Brain check it.
But wait. You haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now? I don't want to know. I do want to know. The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Okay, but you see, you didn't actually tell me a story. You just told me that he was addicted to cocaine, which is, you haven't heard about how he was addicted to cocaine. Turns out he was addicted to cocaine. Okay, what is nose candy? It's cocaine. This is a lot to process. So he was addicted to nose candy. A bloated druggie? Okay, where is he buried now? Proceed. This one?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
This is a lot to process. I mean, let's at least ask my brain what nose candy is, sure.
Cocaine.
Yeah, no kidding. This is a lot to process.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
That's certainly one way you could describe it. Where's he buried now? In the ocean. I just heard from my brain.
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
Okay, fair enough. Continue.
A group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers.
Pleurants. I don't know what those are, but I'm guessing they're like supporters. I'm guessing these are statues that surround the king's tomb. Since it says group of marble pleurons, I'm guessing that's what it is. What happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
I see. All right.
Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
I suppose so. A hasty landing, huh? Got it. Who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
I guess that is fairly ironic, and they just did it anyway, huh?
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart.
Oh, I
like
see.
An instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
And that's why it's like suspended off of the pedestal here with the ropes and tethers and whatnot. It's supposed to be in mid-explosion. That's brilliant. So funny and nihilistic. That's such a bad idea. I really don't get art. Huh. So it's designed as a okay. Probably the king had it built in his own image while he was alive, maybe? And so they thought it would be best to restore it as a representation of it being destroyed. It sort of sums up the end of the monarchy. I mean, I do kind of like it, but it's also a waste of resources, right? Like, there were better things they could have spent money on than that. Although it is striking, I suppose. I wouldn't have done it, but given that they did do it, I'm going to go ahead and appreciate it, I guess. So funny and nihilistic, though. So funny and nihilistic? I'm generally opposed to nihilism. but I can understand where it comes from, given the economic and political atmosphere we're in right now. Well, I'm generally positive to it as a concept, I think. So I guess I'm going with this?
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists.
Yeah, that's fair. Bad opinions. Cool. Glad to express them. Continue.
Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time.
Or perhaps I just have bad opinions. Continue.
Philip III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
I suppose he wouldn't. Continue.
Not that he ever did in life either.
That's also not surprising. I guess leave. Well, this has been an intense ponderation that I did on this particular statue. I gotta imagine what Kim was thinking as I stood here and stared at it for like 20 minutes. What's that? A bold slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. It's also really dark out here. Maybe I should have my flashlight out again? I didn't even think about it. Tools, flashlight, this one. Okay. Perhaps that would have helped Kim notice the thing that I was trying to point out to him earlier? Well, whatever. I didn't have it out, so I guess it's fine. What are we doing over here? Do I have a good reason to be wandering around at night? Probably not, huh? Is this where I came from? Falne. Oh, hey, wait. This is where that one guy was selling tracksuits, right? But I suppose he's not here now, huh? Is that in fact tear? Could I pick that up if I had my tear bag out? Let's find out. How about it? No, I can't. Well, that's okay. Well, that's all right. The rain also stopped, so I guess it's not as important that I get a raincoat immediately. And we're back here. Okay, so what did you have in your car, Kim? Sorry, big, huge distraction. Not exactly a tangent, more like a physical tangent, if you understand what I mean.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Continue.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Something we could sell, all right.
Transport enclosure? Regular people just call it the cage.
I suppose that is probably what they do, but I can understand why Kim wouldn't like that terminology. Look, in the suspect transport enclosure.
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
Oh, and that's what we're going to sell.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
That would be convenient. Do you think they're still open at this point? What are those things? What do you mean you confiscated them? You said something about a pawn shop? Thanks, I appreciate your help. Take the spinners. No, I can't take them. It wouldn't be right. Don't take the spinners. What are those things?
They are spinner hubcaps. Frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them. It's just for vanity.
I suppose. It's all fancy and such. I didn't realize that spinners would be popular here in the future? The alt-present? Continue.
Honestly, that sounds like an amazing physics demonstration.
I suppose. What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners? Look at Kim. Isn't that corruption? Look at the spinners. I get it. I would have confiscated them too. They're mesmerizing. I mean, it is corruption, yeah. Maybe there's more to it than that. Let's try and sympathize with him and see if he explains.
That they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
The lieutenant looked at the spinners and sighs. So he actually... Okay, so, like, was he trying to reason it out? Like, he was like, I'm going to just take these in and see if they need them for evidence, and then when they didn't, he just sort of was like, well, if he never asked for them back, I guess they're mine? Did you want to put these spinners on your machine? Pointed to Kanema. That one.
No, that would be silly.
He hesitates.
I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Yes, outrageously cool. Yes, too wacky. Just nod. Outrageously cool, Kim. Outrageously cool.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me. It's only right that we sell them. Say nothing. This one. I'm sorry, cop. I'm keeping up with my own. I am sorry, Cop.
As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
You said something about a pawn shop?
Yes, there's one 100 meters south of here.
South of here?
I think it's called Roy's Nest or something. If I'm not mistaken, it should be open late.
I hope it's open past midnight, because it's probably going to be a little while till we get down there. Continue.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
Thanks, I appreciate your help. We're taking the spinners. We're doing it.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Item gained, radiant spinners. Okay. Close the door. Thank you, Kim. You're saving my bacon. Items. Spinners. 200 real. The magnificent hubcap spinners that Lieutenant Kisaragi has donated to you so that you can pay for your room at the Whirling. They are slate blue and shimmer haughtily in the light. The only thing I have that comes anywhere close to paying my debt is the production schedule filament memory, and I don't want to pawn it. I'm so sorry, Kim. I wish we could save them so we could put them on your vehicle or something. Maybe we can buy them back someday. Pawn shops, you don't usually go through that sort of thing fast, right? Right, probably. I don't know. Let's go check out the pawn shop, though. Because you can't go home until I have someplace to stay, it seems. What's this? An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. I mean, that's true. That does make it difficult to pump the water, I would say, generally speaking. South. This way is south, yes? I think this counts as south. What's that? What's in the box? What's in the box? Plastic wrap macaroni stamped with the humanitarian aid. Okay. What's this? This says humanitarian aid tuna fish. Not for resale. Oh, what's this? This says speakers from the people of Samara. Okay. I suppose there's probably people here during the daytime that would explain why these are here. But those people are not here right now. A helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Okay. Go around the car here. We have a grate. I guess I can look at the grate. I can't read that. Hot air rises up from the sewer. Sour acidic and strangely comforting. If you say so. Doesn't sound great to me. Garbage. Take them. Give them to me. Okay. Alright. Lovely. Where am I going? This way, I guess. This way. I could check my map. I have a map. I have no idea where I am. Hanged Man's there. Fisherman Shack's down here. I guess I'm... Martinez Waterfront. I just checked that out. Hanged Man's there. I'm probably somewhere in here-ish, but this is water. That's across... The church is across the lake from me, so I'm probably in here. In this area here. Okay. Cool. So where do I go to get to the pawn shop, then? This way? There's something I can check out here. Probably it's locked. If it's a dumpster, it's probably locked, but... Wait. Fingerless gloves. +1 electrochemistry. Isn't that the stuff that for, like, alcohol and drugs? Sure, I guess. Let me have a look. Close. There we go. Gasoline-stained fingerless gloves in navy blue. They've been worn threadbare, but being made of wool still provides some warmth and comfort. Cigarette-stained fingertips. Fingertips? They don't have fingertips, very specifically. Maybe you mean like the little nubbins at the edge of the fingerless part? Could be. Roy's Pawn Shop. Fast cash for faster times. Interesting. What's in the box? Tear. What's over here? Ooh, thing. What's the thing? No, Safed. Give it. Lovely. Now I have a good stock of healing items, which I'm not going to use them unless I absolutely have to, because, you know, once I sleep, apparently I get all that back automatically. So... Skill points can also buy new thought cabinet things. I know. I love it. Okay, so what we got here? What's that? What's that? Some kind of machine. An antique cash register? It kind of seems like it. All right. And that's a bust of some sort. A bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI. All right. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. And there's a cabinet here.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Okay. Inspect the knights on horseback, inspect the blue uniforms, inspect the figurines in rags, dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table. All right, well, let's inspect the knights.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Using guns from horseback. Seems like an unusual way to go about it, but all right. Point to the knights on horseback. These are Franco-Nigerian cavalry, right?
Mm-hmm. I used to be very serious about my Franco-Nigerian knights.
He looks at the dusty figures in the dim light. No kidding. You used to collect these things? Inspect the blue uniforms.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Wait, this looks like Rene, the old guy who was playing pétanque. Point at the blue figurines. Are these royalist soldiers? Probably both of these are true. Let's compare it to Rene though, because the thing that I did, talk to that guy, did it.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
He inspects the figurine. And yet Rene is still wearing it these days, but I guess he's not trying to hide from anybody. All right, royalist soldiers, huh?
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
I don't feel like I was talking to you, Bird Nest Roy. The man peers from his glass box. Indeed he does. Yeah, you're over there. Look at that. Quite the manner of speaking you have over there. All right. A bit gaudy. That's fair. How about the figurines and rags?
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Point at the figurines and rags. Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers.
The man behind the glass answers. So were they wearing rags and carrying sticks out of necessity, like poverty, or were they making a statement, I wonder?
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect.
Uh-huh.
When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
And yet they did. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. It's impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Right, because he's wanting money from me. That's right. Now I understand. I mean, even if you said that, ostensibly the revolutionaries, did they win against the royalists? No, they fought the royalists, and then the third party, the foreign party, came in and just like not destroyed everything, but like squashed the conflict, took over. Right. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. That'd be the communist line. Contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be, which ought to be. That's a complicated emotion to have. It seems kind of to imply that poverty is just like lesser. I mean, obviously it's a difficult way to live, but you could almost take this and run with it to say that poor people are lesser in some way. Depends. Like it's a loaded statement to make, and I'm not going to make it. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. I guess?
I don't like either set very much, to be honest. But there are many parents among my customers.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Well, let's try and dig up an actual cool figurine, huh?
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Okay, headless man? What is this? Show it to the shopkeep.
Oh, that's the headless phone rider.
Who? Of course, not knowingly. No, who?
The headless phone rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit.
Uh-huh.
As you see, he's missing his head.
He points at the decapitated figurine. I see that, but why?
50 cents. Bargain priced. I'll throw in the tiny cap, too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
Okay. Continue.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
I mean, that does seem more likely, right? That does seem a great deal more likely than searching for the cap, but... Huh. Alright. For 50 cents? I'm curious. Sure.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
He grins. Sure, I guess. Step away from the table. Thanks, I guess. Sorry to be spending money right before I sell your stuff for more money there, Kim. Kinda gauche, I understand. This is all to talk to this guy, I suspect. Is there anything else I can examine in the shop before talking to that guy? Yes. Welcome to the pawn shop, he says. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. What's this?
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Let your gaze run over the streetlight. Is that a streetlight? Where'd you get this? How much for the streetlight? There's nothing else you need to know about the light. Let your gaze run over the streetlight. Let's have a look at it.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
So someone vandalizes a street fixture and then made it into home lighting, essentially. Continue.
This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Which I do not have, as far as I know, but thank you for that. Is that a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
It sure seems to be. Continue.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
Let's ask him how much for it first, and then we'll ask where he got it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Are you out of your mind? There's one like that on every corner. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep. 700 sounds about right. I imagine it isn't easy sawing off that street lamp. Wasn't easy, rather. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
Locked 700. I want that street light. Here's 700 real. How much? Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
Oh, I see.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him. Yes, I know. That's fine, Kim.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
He pauses, studying the light. I do admit that. It would be just garbage otherwise. There's nothing else you need to know about the light. Okay. Okay. Can I look at this audio equipment up here?
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tips of your toes to see more. It's almost midnight. Is that okay? Probably okay.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved.
Okay, continue.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep, this Stereo 8 approved machine here. What I really want to know is, could this device come handy in my police work? Are you sure this is all in working order? That's all. Sure, let's just start from the beginning.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul.
He says.
Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
What I want to know is, could it come in handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
I suppose. I don't have any tapes to play at the moment, but I should bear in mind that it's here anyway. Are you sure it's all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though...
He grimaces.
I don't really like music.
Really? All right. That's some thorough testing, considering.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
Don't like music. What do you like, then? Got it. Back to this guy. Tap the boombox on his speaker. How would I do that? It's way up there. Don't like music. What do you like, then?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
So like natural sounds from your environment, you listen to those instead of music. I see. I've heard that's a thing, but I haven't run into a lot of people that do it. Okay, continue.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
Fair enough, but I'm not going to buy the boombox just now. That's all, thank you. All right, was there anything else I need to inspect, or should we just talk to the man? Looks like we should just talk to the man. Hello, the man. How are you? Wait, what's that? I can re-inspect it? I can re-inspect it? What's this?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning.
Sniff the t-shirt. That's a rad Man from Hjelmdal t-shirt you got there. How much are you selling this t-shirt for? Let go of the t-shirt. Smell it.
Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there.
Okay.
Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sure, makes sense.
Sniffing is okay,
says the shopkeeper.
But please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
My photon emissions? I feel like if I'm emitting photons, which I guess I am, I'm going to leave it in the fabric by standing here rather than just wearing it. Like, isn't that how photons work? I don't think photons emissions work the way you're thinking they do, but if they did, I think it would be at risk for me just listen, it doesn't matter. I don't need to argue with men about this. Let's compliment it.
Hell yeah, man.
The shopkeep sounds
I
enthusiastic.
don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure exemplar.
You must be a serious Man from Hjelmdal fan. We have a lot in common. I'm a big fan of the Man from Hjelmdal, too. I don't think I am. I just heard about it earlier today, and I am a compulsive liar, but I don't know that I need to... Well, probably if I pursued this and I managed to lie to him, maybe I get a discount on the shirt or something. Let's just... You must be a serious Man from Hjelmdal fan.
A fan? No, I wouldn't go that far. But I do think the Hjelmdalaman saga is an integral part of our shared reality.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Continue.
Most people don't think that the man from Hjelmdal really existed. But they're wrong.
Really? Where are you going with this? What did you mean the man from Hjelmdal was real?
I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
Oh, this kind of thing where stories invent a concept and then it becomes part of the cultural, I can't think of the word. Like it has entered the culture and therefore it exists in a sense? Yeah, okay, continue.
Okay.
He sounds incredulous. I suppose he would.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect.
Where are you going?
Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjelmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
Is that meant as evidence that the man from Hjelmdal existed? I'm not sure. Continue.
It's for the best, because Hjelmdal is not a real place, and thus he could not have gone there.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense that he hadn't been there. Continue.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity.
It does.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. How much are you selling the t-shirt for?
2 real.
Really?
That's dirt cheap.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows. Couldn't you just give it to me for free then? Cool, I'll think about it. Could you just give it to me for free then?
But why?
Because I'm a broke cop without a cent to my name? Because I could repay you in some other way? I guess I can't think of a good reason. Why would I suggest that you just give it to me for free? I mean, I can't say I'm a broke cop without a cent to my name, because I do technically have the money, but I need the money for other things. Perhaps I could repay you in some other way?
I deal in goods, not services.
Okay, I've thought it over and I want the t-shirt. +1 physical instrument, +1 shivers, -2 authority. Who needs authority anyway, right? I do kind of want it. Give it to me.
Welcome to Hjelmdal, officer.
Thank you. End. I'm having a breakthrough, though. Give me a second.
Rigorous self-critique.
Right, this thing.
Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will.
Oh boy.
That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past.
You're still calling me that,
You
huh?
tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you.
I guess I
All
did.
the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
And I'm trying to do this thing, I guess. I guess we're trying to do this thing, but I'm one day out from the bender, so I feel like it's going to be hard. I'm working on it. Bonuses. Int and Psi red check failures heal +1 morale. Physics and motorics red check failures heal +1 health. Learning cap for pain threshold raised to 6. Whoa! That's really useful. I can learn from my mistakes. I can heal from my mistakes. And I'm also have a very high limit for pain threshold, which I guess means that I'm heading down the road to masochism. Fun. Except, I guess, I did it. I've done it. I do have a skill point. I do have a skill point. Okay. I'm going to open up White Morning. I'm going to start working on it. Unlock. Confirm. White Morning. -1 authority. Little guy gets further and further away. 5 hours. Well, then again, the visual calculus thing. Can I internalize a thought overnight is the question. I'm guessing not, right? I'm guessing not. Yeah, let's do White Morning. Internalize White Morning. Off it goes. Okay. Okay. I might be focusing a little bit too much on thoughts, but I like them. They're interesting. They're interesting. Physical instruments and shivers -authority. My authority is going to be so low with this and if I have the friggin' leisure on at the same time, like this. Yeah, basically no authority whatsoever. Amazing. Amazing. Look at me go. Inspiring musculature, sprawling saga. Too old for this shirt. Says you. Says you. That's just like your opinion, man. Welcome to the pawn shop. Hi.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
That's not too surprising. The man at the counter turns to you slowly. I suspect he does most things slowly, based on his way of speaking.
What can I do for you?
Continue.
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you. Shake your head. It's shameful how insufficient the police presence is in these parts. Now that the RCM is here, tell me, have you had any trouble lately? I do feel like I'm interrupting you. We're doing an empathy thing. And I'm sorry, cop.
Oh no, not at all.
He flashes a smile.
I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
I suppose.
Who are your customers usually?
Said the Heber cop, see?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored.
Yeah, fair, I suppose.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection. I may have something to add to it. Look around. Typical vacuous consumerist objects. Honestly, I think some of your selections are, press your fingers to your lips, more tasteful than others. This business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, recapitalize. I'm not here to criticize this guy and shake up his style. I apologize for disturbing him from watching the projector when I walked in. It's fine. I may have something to add to your collection, though.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you. Well, as long as you're enjoying yourself, Roy.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Electrochemistry. Challenging 12. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on? +2, Roy's prices are strange. +2, odd brain activity. +1, composure notice psychedelics. Cool. So let's do that right now then.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Parolidon, what is that?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Really? Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? Look around. Step closer. Sir, could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. Get straight to the point. So where does a man get Parolidon these days? Huh. Why would I say is it really warm in here? Warm and throw. Oh, because it makes you feel warm. I see. All right. If I checked his eyes, I would be able to tell if he for sure is on Pyrrolodon. If I figured out where to get Pyrrolodon, then that would be something I could get myself eventually. But also, he's probably going to be suspicious because we're the cops. Let's just start with this.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
It's pretty obvious that you're under the influence, sir. No judgment, just curious. I probably did loads of Pyrrolodon before I lost my memory. Chill out, man. I'm a chill cop who just wants some of what you're having. Wink. I didn't mean to offend you. Drop the subject. You don't want drugs. This one?
I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile cleanup.
He responds
I
carefully.
was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
Exposed to radiation, then. Is that the idea?
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
The People's Pile, what's that? Tell me more about this Emergency Relief Brigade that you were part of. It must have been tough, radioactive cleanup. How'd you end up running a pawn shop? Thank you for telling me. Conclude. What's the People's Pile?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too.
That's how radioactive waste do. Bad ideas. We seem to specialize in them around here, don't we? Continue.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance.
Okay, what is a particle decay generator?
A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile.
Why is it called the People's Pile?
Construction began during the Commune of Revachol.
Okay.
The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West.
But it didn't work out?
Needless to say, things didn't work out.
Why did it fail?
An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
That would certainly do it. Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of, though.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
He points at the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. Okay, so just citizens who organized to try and help out. Okay.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
Oh, all right.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out.
And it gave you an illness that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
He looks at the spiraling light and stops. It must have been tough radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile.
Yeah, I can understand that, I suppose. He hesitates, by the way.
So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer, mostly.
Cancer.
And we knew all that was coming, even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
I suppose you must have. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? Yeah.
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head. I suppose there was no point in asking that question, huh?
So much bitterness.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, understandably, under the circumstances.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, how'd you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it.
Second aunt? Second aunt? Like you had two aunts, or more than at least two aunts, and this was the second one in age progression? Is that a term? Second aunt? Like second cousin? It's like second cousin, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a genealogy thing that I just am unfamiliar with. Okay, continue.
So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown.
It's true.
I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
It's almost a symbolic gesture at this point, huh? He shrugs. Thank you for telling me.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
I suppose that's an interesting way to word it.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Care to share your Pirelladon with me? There's something I'd like to sell. You might be able to aid our investigation. By the way, do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by the officer of the citizen militia? I have other business to take care of now. I feel like getting on Pirelladon is not a great idea. You might be able to aid our investigation. Well, right now, there's something I'd like to sell. Let's just get the thing sold. It's past midnight. Let's just let's not harass this poor guy any more than we already have. We can always come talk to him some more later. It's something I'd like to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
The lieutenant steps in and hands him the spinners.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump-a-mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
He marvels at the cobalt shimmer and nods. Okay, that's what it said in my inventory, so glad to hear it. Continue.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash. Defrauded? I feel like you could argue that someone got defrauded. You technically claimed them without probable cause, and then never returned them since the person never came back to the police after having been through the legal system. Anyway, continue.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
I assume you gave that to Kim, right? Continue.
Thank you.
He takes the cash, then turns to you.
Here's the 60 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest goes in his pocket. As it should. I didn't think about that, but that makes a perfect sense. Okay, continue.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners.
That will also make it more difficult for me to buy back his spinners for him someday, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Continue.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'd like to sell my clothes. I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. Show him the photo. I'll check my pockets, access your pawn menu. I don't have anything to sell at the moment. I wonder if he would know. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I wouldn't want to sell the photo of the corpse, but like maybe he'll recognize the patterns on it. Let's just see.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
He barely even looks at it. Do you know what the tattoos mean?
Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
That's an interesting way to respond. He frowns. Huh. It's all darkness. Continue.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Fair enough, I guess. I don't think I have anything else I need to sell just now, so I don't think I have anything to sell at the moment. Yeah.
Another time, perhaps.
Perhaps. I'm gonna leave these alone for just now. I have other business to take care of now. Thank you, Roy. Great. Let's go take care of my bill and settle in for the night, because, man, it's already been nearly 2 hours. I am terrible at spending time. Like, I'm terrible at managing time. I just wander around and do friggin' whatever. I mean, I feel like I'm making decent headway on the case, but even so... Like, oh, hey, the gardener's gone. It's too late even for her. All right, Gart. Let's do this. Okay. Wow, most people are gone. Including... Lena's even gone. I guess that makes sense. All right, hey, there's money back there, but I can't have it because the doors are closed. Hello, Gart. I'm back. Hi.
Can I help you?
How about that money I owe?
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well?
He glares at you suspiciously. I was waiting for it to read more of it. Sorry. Here's 60 real. Slam the bills down on the counter. I hope you choke on it. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble. I'm sorry, cop. Let's try and smooth things over as much as we can with Gart. It's not going to work, but let's at least make the gesture.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
And what do you charge per night? Is it 20, I suppose? Continue.
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room.
He taps his foot against
All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m.
Oh, good to know. He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the bar counter. All right. Well, thanks, Gart.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
Got it. I guess we're going to be pawning more stuff and gathering more change. Well, such is life. Continue.
I'll take a room here too.
Oh, really? Okay, Kim. Continue.
Of course.
He opens his wallet.
Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
He takes the money and hands him her key ring. Okay. Goodbye. Great. Fine. I guess that's good. Upstairs then, please. Police work is tough. Take breaks. Talk to strangers. Everyone. Okay. Happy to. All right. Well, I guess I should get back to my room. This one? Wait, what is over here anyway? I never really inspected over here, did I? Oh, this is the door to the balcony. I did go out there. Let's see if anything's different out there tonight. Low in health, put points into endurance. No, I did already. I'm fine. There's nothing new out here. Although I don't see the hole where my shoe came through anymore. I'm not sure why that is. Did he actually fix it? Even though I didn't pay him back for it? I wonder. So is this going to be Kim's room from here on out? That's locked up. That makes sense. Okay, sure. Well, I guess let's do this.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
It certainly is. Door, room number 1. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe.
I did.
And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go. I'd forgotten that we were going to talk about more things after the investigation. Even though it's past midnight.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then?
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost.
I didn't know you smoked.
But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM.
He lights a cigarette. I didn't know you smoked, Kim. How do you think today went? So what are our powers exactly, the RCM? Say nothing, just look into the night. Let's start at the beginning.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Uh-huh. Continue.
Oh, man. He looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I think I might want to pick up smoking. Do you have any more cigarettes? How did you get so cool, Kim? Right then, the debrief. It damages your health, and I feel like I can't afford that right now. So, how did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this?
The light of a cigarette limits a fleeting smile.
It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy.
He flicks the ash. Continue.
Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
It's true. What with the radio station in his car and whatnot. I don't need more intellect, and I can't afford the health damage. I'm gonna just go on to the debrief.
Yes.
He pulls
It's
on the
been a
cigarette.
long and eventful day.
So, how do you think today went?
We performed a thorough initial inspection of the victim's body, so that's good. One could say it's the main thing to do in a murder.
One could.
Then you shot the body down, which was
pauses.
Quite a shot.
Searching for the right word. Damn straight, I'm a sharp-shooting cop. It was nothing really. I was just doing my job. I was inspired by your confidence in me, Kim. I just can't wait to shoot more shit. I think I was born with a gun in my hands. Confidence, humility, brown-nosing, mania. What do we go with? I feel like, in this case, like, I was confident I could make it, but it also was not an easy shot, right? Quite the shot. Apparently I am a sharpshooting cop. I guess it's okay to be confident in your abilities. I guess.
On this occasion, I must agree. At any rate, your shot enabled us to perform a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with.
Yes, we did.
Moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot. That was some excellent detective work.
Never mind that what I in fact did in order to find that out was just paid attention to my instincts and stuck my hand into the skull of a dead man, but hey.
And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make off the gun. All this is invaluable.
Yeah, I'm a professional. No big deal. It was the least I could do given all my past mistakes. I mean, yeah, sorry, cop. Go.
We haven't gotten the body out of the yard yet, but at least it's been refrigerated.
Right, yes, continue.
We also performed a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great. Now, for the interviews.
That's my forte. Unlike most cops, I understand how important communication is in our line of work. The initial interviews? Yes, well, we talked to some people. I wish we didn't have to do any of the interviews. People are treacherous. It's not my forte whatsoever. I am terrible with communication, but I do understand that it's important. I'm going to go with this one, even though it's not my forte, because I do think it's more important than the other, like, stereotypical cop stuff, yeah? Yeah.
I'm glad we can agree on that, at least.
Hooray!
We weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Pretty high up the list, I would have to say.
We didn't talk to the Wildlands rep. We really must do that tomorrow.
Okay, got it.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I guess I didn't really think about it, but I guess we did run a lot. Yes, it's part of the Jamrock Shuffle. I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast. The rest has to try to keep up. I'm training for a long-distance run. I want to raise money for charity. Yeah, that's just how we roll in Precinct 41. I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
Oh, right, the disco shoes. He nods thoughtfully, tapping a finger on his cigarette. And I'm not even in that good physical shape. So yeah, I guess it is impressive.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Well, thanks. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more? Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse? Okay, what else? Start with 1,000.
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
So you don't want to have too much of an impact. Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse, though?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station.
Ah, okay, I see. Continue.
Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount.
He frowns.
It undermines trust in the RCM.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it would. Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip.
Oh, I remember
It prevents
those.
confusion and overcrowding.
Right, makes sense. I've noticed those in the clipboard, yeah. Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up? I see, and if someone resists, that one.
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see. I wonder who goes after them, then, if they're fugitives. Like, what forces are interested in our portrayal of these individuals? I see, and if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, what happens to people we convict, and who makes all these rules? This one, please. That seems important.
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness.
Right, makes sense. Okay.
Not a good position to be in, by the way.
No, of course.
Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
In fact, that would be the point, I would imagine. What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts.
Oh, all right.
Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket, where he keeps his notes. Right, I guess I should be thankful that you do that, since I seem to not, aside from, like, the notes in my brain. And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern, more broadly.
Moral intern. Okay.
The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
We were created by the coalition government, but we're citizens, yeah? They basically made the framework and then asked people to volunteer to do it? His gaze is absolutely fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form.
Oh, all right.
It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol. Let's say it was the coalition government. Say nothing. Allowed to form. It makes us seem better if you say it was the citizens of Revachol who formed it. But I suppose it was a combined effort between the two of them. Still, thinking men have opinions. Let's have one.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Moralintern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city. And they will take it away if we misuse it.
I suppose they will. Continue.
Or if they think you do.
Right, that too. The Moralintern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization.
Okay.
You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
He pulls on his cigarette. If I didn't know them, how would you describe them? I really don't know. That's how bad it is in here. Point to your head. I point to my head as often and frequently as I possibly can. And I know it makes Kim uncomfortable, but we're going to have to get past this as a partnership if we're going to get anywhere with all this. That is how bad it is in here. That's a weird way to pronounce that sentence, but you know what I mean.
Okay. There are a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt.
Okay.
Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
All right. What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Okay. Continue.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Right, the ones who believe themselves to be the actual Dolorians. What was their symbol? Who was Dolores Day? What do you think of them? I have an opinion on the Moralintern. What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Yeah, I suppose you certainly can from that. Love, compassion, self-discipline. That does send a very specific message. Continue.
Something kind and usual.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Something almost self-explanatory.
Uh-huh.
Something ominous.
Thank you, Inland Empire.
Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Right. Okay. Interesting that the perception got in on this. Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age?
Author of the modern age?
You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
He thinks. What do you think of them?
The Moralintern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And
he looks at the
it
city
doesn't
below.
look like that's about to happen.
No, I suppose it doesn't. I have an opinion on the Moralintern, even if you don't.
Do you?
The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Things are bad out there, point to the city. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting bourgeois rights. Mutter silently. Immigrants, liberal kids. That's probably a slur, sorry. Fucking men are turning into women. I should have known that that was going to be an unpleasant one when I got into it. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. Forget about it. Things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting bourgeois rights. I mean, that's typically how policing winds up being, in a vacuum, it seems. But yeah, it's kind of undeniable. If they're trying to portray themselves as being a bastion of humanism, this place is awful.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Actually, vigilantes are okay. Vigilantes is okay with me. Yeah, vigilantes sounds bad. Maybe we should make our own law. Isn't that vigilantism?
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop.
Sorry.
But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
Technically, today is Tuesday if you want to look at it that way. Say nothing and look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. 2 glowing circles.
Aerostatic, it passes overhead, so they're like airships of some sort?
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock, in the GRIH.
He pulls on the cigarette. I know you're from a different district, but like, things are different where you come from? Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts.
Right, and in Jamrock and the GRIH, continue.
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are...
He shakes his head.
But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, at least do some good. We won't change anything here. Let's go into it with optimism, at least. You might be right. We may not change anything here, but we have to at least try, right?
Me too.
He says
But
quietly.
I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
They're pretty rare, usually. Continue.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Interesting. I wonder how that works. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. Oh, I leveled up. That's what that was. Okay. I thought that I maybe gained some morale or something, but okay. Look to the door. All right, I guess we're neighbors now, huh? Great. Well, let's go be neighbors. You can sleep, but yeah, sleeping. Sleeping. All right. See you in the morning. See you in the morning, Kim. All right. Bye. Bye. Indeed. He just merged through the door, which is a pretty neat trick, I gotta say. And here we are back in my trashed room. I suppose that's where I sleep. What's going on here?
The fan stands still.
Can I try to pull on the fan?
The switch must be broken.
Right. It's
Because
still broken.
nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Has anything changed since the last time I looked at the mirror? Oh, there's a door to Kim's room. Interesting. We should probably talk about that later. Let's look in the mirror.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
That's me.
In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Interfacing challenging 12. Use your chain cutters to fix the faucet. Stop steam from fogging up the mirror. -10, tool not in hand. Let the mirror be for now. Hang on. Let's try that. Chain cutters? Tools. Chain cutters. There. Okay.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Huh.
In it, your face,
It's a
adorned with the expression.
It's a retryable check, so I can't mess things up too bad, right? Sure, let's give it a shot.
The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place.
That would be convenient. Continue.
You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops.
Let's see if that's a good thing. Continue.
Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose.
I mean, we also use them to cut the band on the corpse, but, you know, fair enough. Continue.
The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
I can technically take another shot at the electrochemistry check. Attempt to stop the expression from happening. +2 know the origin. +2 no more steam. One more try.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Clearly. Electrochemistry. I guess I have gloves that would probably help with this, but well, that's okay. Let the mirror be for now. All right. And I guess we go to bed? But here's the thing, right? I'm guessing that something's going to happen when I go to bed. I'm guessing there will be a scene, and then it'll be the morning. And it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is way longer than I intended to be going. Plus, it's 1 in the morning in the game. So I guess we'll go to bed and move the day to the next day next time, okay? We'll just start with that first off. This is a long game, huh? I mean, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I hope you are too, but we're going to be here a while. Thank you for watching. Next time, I guess we'll try and go talk to the Union person and the Pines person? Those were the two that Kim mentioned, right? Right, I think those are the main things we didn't accomplish today. There are other things as well, but those are the important ones. So I guess we'll do that. I'll see you next time.